Hi everyone. Last year, I made a video talking about Rugo Alalba and Blasphemous 2, the game's iconic symbol. Well, at that time, I had only played the game for about 200 hours, so I might have rushed things a bit. After playing for over 400 hours, I realized that while Rugo Alalba does carry a lot of symbolism, it actually inherits quite a bit of the spirit of the Mikolba's sword from Blasphemous 1, so the comparison wasn't really that objective. The other two weapons are also quite interesting. Veredicto, the war censer, and Sarmiento and Centella, the rapier and dagger. Especially when you look at these three weapons as a whole, they actually form a very impressive system that, in my opinion, is something very few games can achieve. That's also why I wanted to make this short video. Since no one has really talked about this yet, I really hope my explanation will help everyone enjoy the game more. Here are the contents arranged in order from the most obvious basic details that anyone can see to the more subtle aspects I discovered. And don't worry, you don't need to finish Blasphemous 2 to understand what I'm gonna say. It leans more towards analyzing ideas and world building, so it's also suitable for those who write fictions or create games. Okay, let's jump into our video. The balance of appearance. Weight, size, speed. Color when active. The colors of the elements correspond to the three primary colors on the color wheel. Material. Element. Here are the prominent elements in natural disasters and holy wars. I really like the lightning from Sarmiento and Centella. It fits perfectly with Blasphemous' symbol. No one has ever mentioned this before. The design of the rapier looks like lightning rod in buildings, with its sharp spikes gathering lightning. Not to mention, the lightning shape looks a lot like tree roots, a sun symbol. Overall, lightning and Sarmiento and Centella couldn't be a better match. A great concept. It also reminds me of Perpetua, the Mighty Sea character, while creatively conveying Spanish fencing culture, La Verdadera Destreza, or the true skill. The balance of playstyle. Range. I really love Veredicto. Not only its fire animation, but also its long chain reminds me of Krzana. And its incense burner reminds me of Esdras and the Anointed Legion. Hit rate and delay. Now we will go to some hidden balances. Cost for power. The gameplay optimally utilizes the game's bar and non-bar system. Main direction and attack. Philosophy and attack. I really enjoyed the Sarmiento and Centella counters, just like light reflection, a form of jujutsu that's as fast as lightning. Attack techniques. Geometry of damage. Yeah. Perfect geometric system. They collect all types of contact and mechanics. About Veredicto, imagine if the devs changed the sensor to another cutting weapon, like a great sword, a spear, or a poleaxe. For sure, you might not fully experience the diversity in playstyle or the uniqueness of a new weapon. Okay, we will jump to the final part. The balance of senses. Most of players feel that the puzzles in Blasphemous 2 are easier than the first game. However, Blasphemous 2 puzzles for me is one of the game's specialties. Not only satisfying, they're strongly matched with elements and weapon designs. Main object in puzzle. Face in puzzle. Symbol sense. You see a one-of-a-kind system. I don't know whether players talked about the sense system before, but when I recognized this, I fell in love with the game more. It also makes the game more different than the first one. If Blasphemous 1 is darker, Blasphemous 2 is an experience that pleases your senses. Indeed, we can also feel the consistent of senses from the beginning, not only puzzles, but also each weapon's playstyle, locations, architecture, and soundtrack that I mentioned in Rugo Al Alba video. All are consistent with senses, in shaping your diverse experience in the game, especially about the story of the first 3 bosses. Radames, Ospina, Blasphemous, and Infana. Each of their story perfectly fits with senses that we might not recognize. Confessor Radames is located at the Sacred Entombments, which is also where Veredicto is found. Radames went mad after hearing countless prayers and echoes from Sin. I really love his soundtrack Echo of Sins. It stands out with the grand pipe organ in the church. This instrument always creates a lofty soundscape as the airflow rises vertically through the ranks of pipes, much like the architecture of the sacred place. We come to the Palace of Embroideries. Well, the name says it all. Embroidery certainly requires good eyesight because it demands attention to every small detail and high precision. At this place, you can also hear the skillfulness of string instruments through the soundtrack named Palace of the Satillos, along with the feeling of something delicate. Yes, the very place where Sarmiento and Centella are found. Ospina also has threads, making her resemble the Fates from mythology. She is my favorite boss. Not only is her fight soundtrack amazing, set in silver calligraphy, but her design is also fabulous. If Sarmiento and Centella are like lightning rods, or a voltmeter when parry, then Ospina's thrusting sword is like a needle. A perfect juxtaposition creates a Spanish-French fencing. The last one, Rugo Al Alba's location or Crown of Towers. As I discussed before, the soundtrack Crown of 7 Orange Blossoms has lots of guitars and makes you want to dance as a flamenco dancer. But ironically, less mess of the confraternity of incorruptible flesh, your boss, no longer having a body, but only a head encased in a suit of armor. Yep, the game design really based on senses. Rugo Al Alba is the best weapon to against him. A fight between a dancer and a bulky armor with addictive soundtrack. Vivo, or I Live. And there are lots of details that show Rugo Al Alba really belongs to this place. But if you're interested, you can watch my other video. Conclusion. And those are the special discoveries about the weapons that I noticed after playing for over 400 hours. How do you feel? Undoubtedly, Blasphemous 2 is my favorite game of all time. Okay, maybe I put too many personal feelings into it, maybe I philosophize the game, maybe I can be pretty detail-oriented, or maybe there are other games I haven't had the chance to play, which could be why I'm praising Blasphemous 2 so highly. However, I still believe these are subtle and skillful touches that few games on the market handle with such care. I've watched the dev diaries and sympathized when they mentioned a 4th weapon, but decided to discard it. It must have been a tough decision, like writing a piece of fiction and then destroying half of it. But I can feel that if they had included the 4th weapon, the game would have had to sacrifice the conciseness of the 3 weapons. And conciseness is one of the aspects that I believe not only I, but many players appreciate about Blasphemous, regardless of its limitations. And that's it. I hope you can keep up with my video. But if not, don't worry. I've attached a detailed PDF of the video's content in both English and Vietnamese below. I'm really looking forward to the DLC. Yeah, the fourth weapon. And while waiting, besides this video, I've made a lot of special videos about Blasphemous too. Feel free to check them out for some entertainment if you're interested. You can also like, share, subscribe, or leave a comment to let me know your thoughts and to support me. Thanks everyone for watching.